So, the watercolour I've got here, what's this one? This is just the Windsor and... Oh yeah, shall we... is this on now, Simon? This?
Yeah.
Lovely. Do I have to hold it here for you to see like that? Does that work? Can you see over there? Lovely. Okay, fantastic. So this is a Winsor and Newton set that I use a lot. I think that's okay. It might be a little bit dark. Yeah, I think we'll leave it like that. That's good. Yeah, and then hopefully it's just that it's going to start off really pale, you know, so then it'll build up. So hopefully you can see. So watercolour in Winsor and Newton set here. I sort of dabble with a lot of ranges really. My other one I've got here is this is the Schminker. So that's another lovely set. Slightly more saturated colour, so really a lot brighter colour. But I think you'll find that the more water you add, you know, the paler the range will be. So 2 sets there. And then I've just started experimenting with this range as well, just because it's lovely packaging. It's from Japan. And they've got like these quite bright pigments, quite contemporary. I mean, they've even got gold and silver down there. But I just thought the packaging was really lovely. So I went for those as well. Yeah, any queries, just ask at any point. So if I hold it like this, can you see the paper okay?
Yes.
Okay. So I'm working on the Sea White's not finished paper. And
is it smooth, the paper?
no, this has got a bit of a texture, this one. You think it wouldn't have been called a not finished, but I have got a little bit of a texture on here.
Yeah.
This is the reference. Can you see that, or do I need to turn it the other way around? This way. So I just keep it as I'm doing it, yeah?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, so can you see it's quite a strong contrast, this reference. That's why I like it, you know. It's got strong lights and darks. And there's a little bit of information. There's fabric up there. Quite a similar colour palette. The only slight problem is that eye's in a lot of shadow, so you have to sort of make that one up a bit. But I love the, you know, I love the loose. I love the sort of range of tones and the light on the face. So that's what we're going to attempt to do tonight. I always start off with a watercolour pencil. It's got a little brush on there for those who don't know, so you know it's a watercolour pencil. There's a little brush. And so the beauty about these is that you can, you know, the more... Sorry, just can you see the top of this page? Can you see everything I can see? Okay, lovely. So if you apply a lot of pressure on your pencil like that, you know, you can gradate it, you can do cross-hatching, you can take it out, and then... Oh, where's my... There they are. And then add water to it, so it just softens right down to nothing, you know, with a watercolour pencil. If you're starting out with watercolour, I strongly recommend you start off with watercolour pencils. You know, you can use a variety of colours, but you lose the grain, the texture. But as I said, the more pressure you put down, the darker the tone will be. That's it. It's still quite light there, but it goes literally down to nothing. So I think that's quite a good tip to have in mind. Watercolour pencils. The trusty kitchen roll down here. Okay. So, you right there?
I don't think you can see the screen very well. Can anybody see what's happening on the screen?
If I...
Maybe occasionally you turn your paper around to show everybody.
Oh, okay.
What's on your board itself.
Yeah.
So it's very subtle what's on the screen.
I haven't actually started yet, but have I? I mean, is it going to be too light, do you think?
Well, just, yeah, maybe worth just showing you the board, the paper itself.
Okay.
And,
Okay. Yeah, let me know if you really can't, if you can't see a thing. And you're welcome to come round and have a look, but you probably don't want to stand up for... Okay, thanks anyway. It's quite a light sketch to start with. So I want their head up the top there. Let's have a look. So, and I've got to fit in the arm, and I want to fit in the bedding down here. So it is going to be. Can you see anything at all with this line or not? No.
Could you zoom it in on the flash?
Maybe if I come down a bit.
Yeah.
It's always hard to see pencil, isn't it, on the screen?
It is.
Once you start painting, it'll probably be better, won't it?
If you want to come and, I suppose it's not worth you sitting closer because I'm at an angle anyway.
Maybe just every now and then just hold your picture up so you can show us sort of each stage.
All right then.
Once there's some colour on the paper, we'll be able to see.
Okay. I'm only looking at this because I've got the process on here of how I did my previous one, so that's what I'm looking at. Okay, so I start off with just placing the head. It will emerge in a minute. I'm just keeping it very pale because that shape there, that's the head, see this round. And then I've got the angle of the neck. And the angle of the arm. I'm just sketching it in very pale and then it'll... So this is the arm coming off to the right. So we've got the face, the neck.
When you put your hand there, you can see it. When you put a bit of shadow over that, you can see it.
Oh, what? Like that?
Yeah, it starts to emerge.
That's
I wonder
interesting.
if it's coming at the bottom.
No, it's this. How did you turn that off, Dave? Is that better? No, not yet.
I think if you lifted the border more flatter.
Yeah, that's hard for... No. Let's be patient. It'll happen.
Needs a shade.
Pardon?
You need a shade on it.
Right. So it's her arm coming off the page there. She's got a vest top. Once I'm happy with the proportions, I'll darken the line. What about? It's a shame you can't see this. It won't be a minute. I'm just drawing the eyes now. Can you see any of this at all, any of this line work? A little bit?
Maybe just
I'll see the
show us your board. Show us, hold up your board, so that's what we've done as well.
I think what it is, it's the light up there is too strong, it's coming down on it.
Okay. I'll keep doing that then, but when it's wet I won't be able to do that because they go, But let's see, we carry on. I come and drawing it a little bit more and then I hold it up again. I'm finding the the shape of the whole eye, rather than just doing just the eye on its own. So I'm looking at the eye socket here, what shape it's making, and here, because it's such a shaded image, finding the corner of the eye. I'll hold it up again in a minute. Just got this coming round. So. So what I did there was I drew the eyes, the whole shadow there that I'm going to have to fill in. I drew this eye, then I went over the bridge of the nose and tried to line up that eye, even though I haven't got much of that eye on my reference. And then I'm going to come down here and I draw the shadow. I draw the shadow of the nose, everything that I see, not just the nostrils, but all the shadow work underneath. I hope that makes sense, because I'm going to try and build up washes, going from light to dark. And because it's such a gradated image there. See, so I've done that shape there and this shape here. And then we're just going to come down to the nose. And I actually draw the shadow in line. All right. Great. So that comes up there. So the bit of work I've done now is I'm trying to show, so there's the nostrils there, but there's a lovely bit of shadow underneath the nose, which I've done in line, and I've just indicated that there's a dark shadow down this side of the face. I think with watercolour, if you can draw as much as you can before you start applying the wash, so you've got an idea where the darkest tones are, where the mid-tones are, and where the light areas are, then you try and keep the white of the paper. That's the plan. It could all go terribly wrong, but it's always fun trying to sort of rectify it. So now I'm coming to the mouth. So the bow of the lips lines up under the fleshy part of the nose. So you've got a bit of a guideline there. She's got quite a full mouth. Coming across there. So I'm using my plumb line to line up the features, like taking the line from the corner of the eye and seeing where the corner of the mouth finishes. I'll just take that in a little bit, so up and round. So this drawn line in a watercolour pencil will disappear when I add my water. I've picked a mid-tone so that it won't conflict with the colour of the paint. So I don't use like black or anything to start with. It's like a mid-brown. And then it's coming down here. I've got a little bit of reflected light on the chin. I'll show you again in a minute. So it's coming down. There's a little bit of hair. I can just see suggestion of some hair at the top. Okay. So you have a little bit of artistic license when you get down to the fabric at the bottom, i.e. it doesn't matter if you don't get that right, exactly the same. So I've just tried to indicate that she's got her vest top here, that's her arm with the shadow underneath. This is all like pink sheeting, and then up here there's a bit of decorative fabric, which will give me a chance to do a little bit of pattern. So I'm going to try and do skin tone, look at pattern, and look at sort of the folds of fabric. That's the plan.
What's the point of the screen? We can't see it.
It's the light, it's how the light goes.
You can't see it.
You can't see anything at all.
It's a white screen.
Try turning it off though and see. Completely.
I think it might have been better if it was sat on that table, because that light is directly above. It's that one you want out.
Is that better?
No.
Not at all.
Front row, you can see it. Back row, you can see it.
What a shame for you, sorry. It emerged. You know those, do you remember those books where you used to add water on when you were a kid and all the colours would emerge? I'm keeping positive here.
Carry on.
Okay, lovely. Oh, right.
Can you see any better with that? No. Like that. Like that. But she can't see the face now.
You can fan me. You can fan me if you want.
It's so annoying. Like that. Is that any good? No. How about that? That was when I went like that. It's unbelievable, isn't it?
It is disappointing, isn't it? What a shame.
No, I don't know.
Thank you for trying.
It looks like you haven't drawn anything out there. I don't know if it's better flat.
I'll hold it up again in a minute. Okay, Dave, will I carry on, yeah? Okay.
It's a little bit better, but just carry on.
What did you do? Can you see anything? Yay! Can you see all the line work now? Fantastic. Okay. So I've tried to take all the gathers down to this right corner, and there's this sort of burst of fabric. Yeah, so I'm just having a little bit of fun with that. And can't see the face. It is quite pale. So here are the eyes here. Going over the bridge of the nose. There's the other eye there. And this is all in shadow. I've got the top of her hair here, and then the forehead, which is very light. This is all in shadow. So it comes in. I've got out at the cheekbone, and then down. So I'm pressing a little bit harder now. And then across to the chin, and then back up. Phew. And then, okay, back up there, and that's the hair there. Right. That's all right. I mean, that's okay for me. You can see a little bit more now. Okay, so that was all done in a mid-brown watercolour pencil. It's quite big. It's quite a big image to do in watercolour. So So now I'm just going to spray the whole lot with this because I want to have a general wet area. I'm going to drop colour in and it should all, yeah. I'm trying to get the softness of the skin tone. I've got my hairdryer handy if it all goes wrong. And then I'm using this short flat with my kitchen roll down there. And what I need is that's it. You probably can't see those down there, can you? Can you see the paint? When I do them there? But, yeah, okay. I'm just going to have to keep them down here, just so I can get to them a bit easier. But I'll talk about what colours I'm... So, right, okay. So, as I said, I'm starting off light to dark. And, God, it'd be worth seeing this painting when you finally see it. Right, okay, let's see. So, a little bit of yellow ochre, lift it up a bit so you can see. So yellow ochre with lots of water and a little bit of burnt sienna. So they're my sort of go-to colours for skin tone. Yellow ochre and burnt sienna, which is over there. With lots of water. Yeah, it's a warm yellowy tone. Okay, so I'm going over all that eye because that's all in complete shadow. And what happens with this is because it's so light, it'll dry even lighter. So I'm going in underneath, around the cheekbone, taking that back up here, finding the light on the edge there. So that is quite runny. So leaving that light there on the eyebrow. So what I tend to do is to go over the face, or whatever the face, in all in one colour, everything, including the eyeball, because it sets off immediately. You know, you get an idea of where the light and darks are, and you can build up. So I've got the light, I've got the tone coming across the nose there. The fleshy part of the nose. It's trying to control things like that. You see that puddle where it's stopped? It's quite dark, and that's in the corner of her eye. So that's quite nice. I'm going to work on it a lot anyway. And then there's this shadow underneath her nose, the philtrum between the nose and the lips. And then I'm coming down into the mouth, all the same colour. This side of the face is virtually in shadow, apart from an upside down bit of triangle of light there. But even that's got a colour in it. So I'm taking that over there. Coming down into the neck. Just dragging this. There is still a colour on the forehead, the lightest of touch. I'm trying to just put a little bit of wash of colour there rather than keep it pure white. So coming in with my burnt sienna into that original mix. I quite like using a big brush, even for the features, because it stops you getting too precious, and you're just really looking at tone. I'm just suggesting the iris there. The creases on the eye and the darkness on the brow, but loads of lovely light there. A bold shadow that goes in at the eye, out at the cheekbone. So that's from the this shadow here is from the fabric. Just going in with the So I'm using a pointed brush. All the time I'm looking at the distance between there. So where the darkness on the top of the nose starts. That's the nostrils there. So it's funny how you talk. I end up talking really quietly when I'm doing watercolour because you have to concentrate so much. So coming down around here. Can you see it a bit more now? Is it emerging? So there's lots of lovely pink tones on the top lip. So I'm going to leave that, but I'm going to just define the bottom lip without covering the whole lot because it's light at the bottom lip on the right. But Still working in those two colours, light ochre and burnt sienna. The crease across her neck, she's got a vest top on there, and then there's a lovely bit of dark shadow that shows off the curve of the neck, and there's a bit of tone there from the vest top. But if I don't want a hard line, like there, that's too hard, so I soften it with clean water before it dries. I want that to be a hard line because that's next to a bit of fabric, but this side I don't want it to be hard, so I just soften it before it dries. And then, okay, so let's go in with a bit of... So I want a sort of pinky hue, and what I'm doing, I'm making my own with red and white. That's more like an orange, but it is quite a fluorescent colour I'm after, just to lift part of the face. So you often find that you find lots of red in the face on the extremities anyway, on the nose and the lips, and you would on your fingers and on your feet. So it's quite nice to just suggest a bit of that. Sometimes you get more colour at the edge of a shadow there, so it feels a bit brighter to me at the edge of that, at the edge of these shadows. So that's still reacting to the water underneath, but I just want to soften. I think I want to soften that edge. So coming down onto the top of the lips. A little bit on the bottom lip there. And then some more of this hue over here, because it's quite pink on this side of the face as well. So in and out with the shape of the jawline, and then coming down on the side of the cheek. It's an artificial shadow, you know, it's quite a hard shadow, but it's from that fabric. So it does go across her face quite harshly, but I quite like that. But I'm still keeping it light. Okay, so now we'll work back up into the eyes. Just have a quick look at my process. Okay, so right, let's just do the rest of the flesh tone down here. Okay, so just to make sure I've got a similar colour. So here we are, light ochre again, and a bit of burnt sienna. Dave, can you just do that on my phone where you get the image to say, sorry, so it stays all the time? I'm having to keep. Thank you, thanks a lot. I need about 4 pairs of hands here. Okay, so yeah, let's go on to the arm now. I'm taking that colour over there.
So we can see.
just dropping a little bit of pink at the front of her shoulder there, a little bit of reflected pink. Okay, so let's work onto the eyes a little bit now.
You do next week's booking.
So, still a warm tone. It's more of a reddy burnt, a sort of mid-red that I'm adding. Lovely, thank you. Put it in. That's great, thanks a lot. Okay. So, the crease and the eyelash line, and then the iris. So coming up with the eyebrow. So going over the bridge of the nose. Still okay in terms of seeing everything, can you?
Yeah.
Good. Nostrils. I need that just to dry a little bit.
That would be a perfect time to stop for a break.
Yeah. What time is it now? Do you have one? You tell me when
Is
you.
it okay? Is now okay?
Yeah, of course. Yeah, good for it to dry a bit.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Still got an hour, haven't we? Oh, good. Is it okay? You can see it now. Do come and have a look if you want.
You need to see it, you're screaming.
I know.
Just a few marks you just made, and all come alive, and make it.
What, with the eyes, you mean?
Yeah.
Yeah,
You
no.
see the colour on the screen when you show the sound.
No.
There's a lot more colour than we can see in there.
Oh, okay. I mean, I can see immediately that I've got it a bit too wide, that white there. So it's not going to be an exact lightness of her, but I mean, I can bring it, can you see that width of line? But I like the sort of subtlety of, see, I'll add more pink round here.
Yeah.
This is quite bright.
It's lovely how it suddenly appeared.
I know.
And the eyes, just put everything together. Yeah. Oh, fantastic. Yeah, she just appeared when they came in.
Would you like a drink?
Yeah, a cup of tea would be lovely.
Cup of tea?
Just half a sugar, please. and
Half a
milk.
sugar and milk.
Yeah, lovely, that'd be lovely. Oh yeah, that was a bit stressful at the beginning. Do you do a lot of watercolour, do you know?
I do sort of colour acrylic. If I'm doing canvas, I do acrylic. I do like figures.
Yeah.
Football. Every single football.
Yeah.
If there's different
Yeah, very dynamic, very
I
dynamic.
love it. I love it. I'm not so good at faces.
So I did one earlier, so I've got something to relate to.
Yeah.
I'm just going to go a bit slowly. I have to say, it's stressful.
I must admit, I do a lot of mine in pen,
Oh yeah.
and then I go in with the watercolor. I leave a lot of white,
Yeah.
just to get colour soft to the brush. But
Sometimes when you do the initial sketches, you know where you're working towards as well. You've done your outline, haven't you? Yeah. But you see it's so dark around the edge of his face, it's a bit scary.
that is scary. Yeah.
So,
I would
because
have
in
done it.
watercolour, once you put it down, you can't take it away. So that's why I'm building up.
Just suddenly popped into life.
Yeah.
Amazing. What were the names of those inks? Well, they weren't inks, they're watercolour.
Yeah, I should have bought one, I meant to. So it's Dr. Martin. And you know, like the boots? Like that, Dr. Martin's.
I've done some watercolour pens.
These are watercolour pencils.
I never used them.
So it's got like a little
I'm
paintbrush
sure
on
I've
it.
got some somewhere.
A little paintbrush, you know, it's a watercolour pencil. They're amazing. Because you're just starting off, you can really control it with that and just add water.
Yeah.
Lollipops, but you haven't used them. Do you know what I mean? It's really, just the fact that she's taking them in the simple.
Because I'm too busy concentrating on this.
Yeah, no problem.
Thank you very much. And then I know I've got 15 minutes, yeah? 15 minutes. Okay. Lovely. Okay, so we're just going to crack on because I've still got quite a bit to do. Right, so just going to start applying some tone to the vest and to the fabric a little bit, and then I go back into the face, so I can let that dry. So just to say, I have got my cards over there. If you like any and you haven't got cash today, I'm happy to have, you can pay by your bank transfer later, that's fine, or a cheque. So, yeah, that's fine. Okay, so right. Okay, so I'm coming down here now and incorporating a little bit of the sort of Payne's grey. So we sort of jump around from two sets, so yeah. So just incorporating a bit of blue. And a bit of Payne's grey, just for the top. Now this is where you mustn't dip it in your tea. Done it a million times. Okay, so. So it's in a lot of shadow on this side here. So that's virtually all in shadow, that part of her top, with a little bit of light on the top there, and that goes right down underneath the sort of fabric, the duvet. So a little bit more blue. So as you'll probably remember that this image is very contrasty. So just to give me an idea, I'm going to just block a bit of tone around behind her and try and get the face to emerge from a slightly darker wash behind. And use this colour to start off the hair. So there's a sort of flick of hair that comes up there. Okay. Okay. I'm going to add a pink down here, just to block in the bed linen. Oops, clean my brush. Oh, where's my... oh yeah, there, lovely. Thank you. Read my mind, lovely. Thank you. That's it. With some white, just getting back to the pink bed linen. So I just want to find a bit of colour down here, just to offset against the grey. Put that on there. You have favourite reds and favourite colours that you like. So put a bit more, let's see, a little bit pinker there. Okay, so now I'm going to come back up to the face. So I've got my pointy brush again. This is why I keep putting things down. Where's mine? That's it. Clean the water. Right, so I'm just going to start to introduce a little bit of blue into the skin tone to get a little bit of contrast. So let's just try it up here. That'll dry a lot lighter, but it just confirms the darkest parts of the face, the nostrils, the gap between the lips and the irises, the pupils. Okay, so let's just come a little bit dark around the edge of the face again. coming in with some brighter reds as well. I sort of jump around from dark to light and from red to blue. Let's see. That's it. So getting the really strong shadow that goes across her face now. So now I've gone dark down the side of the face. I need to be brave and come in much darker in here and here. On the edge of the nose. And over here as well. Just dropping in a bit of purple, and a little bit of that in there. There's this sort of bit of shadow that comes down, not right in the corner. So where I put that original wash, I'm dropping another colour in and that will just stop, hopefully, at the where this original wash has finished. So that will drip down to there, and then it's a bit darker here. So all the light is from the top right, so that means everything on the left here are being strong shadow. So down underneath the nose, the top lip, and underneath the bottom lip. So that means coming across here. Just softening that up a little bit, going down round. Okay, and I can see that we need something more happening on the forehead. It looks a little bit pale, doesn't it? So coming in with my big brush again. Light ochre. So I'm just finding some colour underneath the hair there. Okay, just stop that a little bit, we don't want that quite down there. Let's get a little bit more pink on the edge of the nose and the lips, just to confirm those bright colours again, because this has got quite dark, so I've lost that red a little bit, and then I'll work on the background. My reference photo. Okay, so I'm just going to go in with a bit more pink on the edge of the nose and the lips, just to confirm those bright colours again, because this has got quite dark, so I've lost that red a little bit, and then I'll work on the background. introduce this colour here, which is like a blue-green. So I'm coming in with a sort of mid-green tone with a bit of blue. That's it. And where it meets that is quite dark. So add water where we get the fold of the fabric, and then it goes out lighter there, round the arm. Just try and do a little bit of pattern as well. So the top of the arm is there. It's very dark, isn't it? Right next to the arm, so that... Okay, so we're coming with some strong blue there and there. With a slightly finer brush in the same colour. So just finding the light from her vest top. So this is her skin tone here. So the strength of colour here affects the colour on the arm, and it affects the pink as well. So I might have to just enhance that a little bit, but I'm just using this fine brush to suggest creases. And it's very dark there. Right. A bit more blue now, working into the fabric. Now that's dried a bit. Bluey green. So trying to keep the where the fold is, you're keeping the tone darker, and then it sort of blends away. So that would mean it's darker down here as well, and up here. But I just want a bit more dark around the hair. So let's just come in there, that's just got a little bit wide. and out at the cheekbone, in and underneath the neck. Okay. A bit darker underneath the arm there. Okay, and then look just a little bit more up here and there. Down onto her bottom lip. It's hard to see, for me to see what else I need to do on this now. I think I might just bring a little bit more of that pink round the face. There needs to be a little bit more modelling round the nose because there's quite a jump from that white to the dark of the rest of the skin tone. So back in here again. Some white. So I'm using this pink just to bridge the gap so there's not too much light. It's a bit of a jump. So here, on the edge of this shadow. So it was that one, a little bit of that, and lots of white. Just a little bit of reflected light at the bottom there. Okay, and then a little bit more on the edge of the arm. I'm not sure if that's done now. I need to just stand back. And have a look. Any thoughts? A little bit more contrast maybe around the face? Yeah, a little bit more coming up and over, or a bit more light too deep there, isn't it? Let me have a little look on here. Okay. So, just take, just take that over there first of all to shorten his forehead, so it goes round like that. And then I'll put a shadow underneath it. Okay. And then a little bit of light under there. I'll wait until that's dried a bit, but I can see that it's gone a little bit too wide here. So let's just bring that in as well with a warmer shadow. So that little final bit of burnt sienna there. Just stand up and have a look now. Okay. Soften that up a little bit, that. Make that a little bit darker under there. Sorry, have you lost it now? I'm working on the table. Sorry, jumping around. Still feel that I need a little bit of pink on that top lip. Oh, okay. I'm just going to stop there and have a little look. Give me a little break, okay? And I'll see what else we need to do, if anything. So let me just have, what I do is I look at it through my camera on here and see what it looks like reduced down. Okay. I think I'm going to leave it at that. I can't think of anything else. Just to, yeah, okay. Sorry, say that again. Yeah, sure. I just dab it a bit and make sure it doesn't